Left up, right up.
And then we have odd positive, odd degree positive. What's the end behavior there? Left down, right up. Okay, so we're going to look at the even degree with the A is negative. So if we have y equals x squared, that's an even degree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember how it faces for x squared? Does that face upward or does it face downward?
Left. Left. Up and down.
So forget that part of it. Y equals x squared, y equals negative x squared. What does the negative do to the graph? Reflects it over the x-axis. So this graph y equals x squared is left up, right up. So this one is now going to be left down, right down. And it will be for all even degrees where the A is negative. So what did it do again to these words over here? The up changes to down. Yeah, so it's like opposite. And then this up changes to down. And then here on the odd negative, somebody want to take a guess as what's going to happen when the degree is odd and A is negative?
It's going to be left up and right down.
Good. So you can't use this table when you go to take a quiz or a test. So you really only need to remember two of them, and then remember that when it's negative, it's going to be the opposite. So this down is going to change to up, this up is going to change to down, this up is going to change to down, this up is going to change to down. Does that make sense? Okay, you guys still looking at that there?
It's a question. The
test is Wednesday, yes.
I know you don't want to ask a question.
I don't know yet.
Is it going to be worth more than the last one? It says 40 and then.
Yes.
Okay, so first question here. I'm going to call on a group to tell me what the zeros are. This group right here. Tell me what the zeros are at number 1.
4, -1.
Good.
Okay, 4, -1, -4.
Yep, good. So
Not bad, not bad.
So did you just ignore the -2 when you found your zeros?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So let me talk about why, in case you're not understanding why to ignore the -2, like Yusuf did. We could just do what to the -2 here when we're solving? We could divide it. So we divide it, and this stays 0. These cancel out. It doesn't have anything to do with my zeros. It's going to affect your y-intercept, but it's not going to affect your zeros. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this same group here, what's my degree?
3.
Degree is 3. Questions on that? Okay, so my end behavior, this group back here, 3 is odd or even? Odd. What is my A on this one? Is my A positive or negative? A is your leading coefficient, which would be a -2 on this one.
Yeah.
It's positive or negative? Negative. So A is negative. It is an odd degree. So what's my end behavior?
Left down, right down.
Good. Left down, right down. So you're just looking at your table. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so now to find the y-intercept, we substitute 0 for all the x values. So we get -2 times -4 times 1 times 4. So this group straight back here, tell me what the y-intercept would be. You got 3 other good numbers there. So it could be
No, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Dexter. No, no problem. I think Dexter got it. You
32, that's right. So 0, 32 is your y-intercept. So I'm going to put my zeros on here, a 4, a -1, and a -4. 2, 3, 4. I need to label my y-intercept because I have increments of 1. I'm going to need to make my increments on my y-intercept something other than 1, so I need to label it. So I'm going to make them 4s. And so this would be a 32. And so we have a point right here. Okay, so our end behavior, we start with left down, and we have 1 bump. Sorry. 4, -4, -1. No. This end behavior is wrong. Sorry. Let's go back to the end behavior. Sorry, I didn't recognize that. It's degrees odd, and A is negative. What's the end behavior?
negative. Positive.
For number 1. Okay, anybody? Left up, right down. I think what was listed there was for an even degree. So we are going to start with up. 1 bump. And then we have to go up through this y-intercept and down through the last one. 1 bump between those 2. Does that make sense? Okay. So Eden, your group. Tell me what my zeros are for number 2. Hold on, I can't hear her because there's too much talking. 3. Uh-huh. There's 1 more. 0. Easy to forget that one. Okay, so what's my degree then? 5. Okay, so I'm going to ask another group now. This group right here. Is 5 even or odd?
Odd.
Okay, and is A positive or negative? Positive. What is it? Positive, because this is a positive 1 in front. Does that make sense? So what's my end behavior then? A is positive, odd degree. Left down, right up.
It is positive. Why is it 0?
So we are just looking at the zeros. So this part is zeros. So x is 0 when we're looking at the zeros. It's not a 0. It's not equal to 0. Does that make sense? I had somebody else in the other class ask that question. Okay, so now finding the y-intercept. I would say this is where most students make mistakes. There's most mistakes that are made on the y-intercept. So just take your time on it. Show some work on it. So what's my y-intercept? This group here. This is my y. 0. You got that really fast. Tell me how you got that so fast. That's right. So he noticed that there's a 0 in the front. 0 times anything is 0. Good. So now let's label 0, 3, -2. Oh, shoot. Sorry, we have to change this one. We're going to change this to x plus 1 because that would be a root that's a double root, and there's something different that happens there. So I'm just changing that x minus 3 to an x plus 1. So instead of having the 3 again, that would be a -1 and -4.
+4.
So this would be a negative.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know our end behavior is left down. So starting down, 1 bump, 1 bump, 1 bump, 1 bump, and end up. That make sense? Okay to ask questions. If you have the question, somebody else probably has it. So we're going to do number 3 next. You lost? Okay, so this group here, tell me what my zeros are. 3, 4. Good. And then what's my degree here? 4. So back here on the left, my degree is even or odd? It's even. And then is my A positive? You're looking at another one. A is negative. Good. And so what's my end behavior? Left down.
Oh, sorry, right now.
Right down. Good. Does that make sense? Even degree, A is negative. This is assumed to be a -1 in the front. That's your A. This is like a -1. Does that make sense? Okay. So my y-intercept. Okay, frequently mistakes are made on one like this, where we just have a negative in the front. So don't forget to include that. So now, somebody I have not called on yet. Let's do this group again. What is my y-intercept?
-64.
-36. You can use your calculator. When I do those, I like to do get rid of like some negatives, make them positive, and then I know it's going to be negative, and then just multiply it out. That's what I do, but whatever you want to do. So 0, -36. So 3, 4, -3, -1. And then we have a -36. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I am putting a point here, and I am putting -36 here. I'm getting a lot of students forgetting to do that. Make sure you label it. I will be looking at that when you go to do your test. So we know our end behavior is left down, so I start down. 1 bump. My next bump, I have to go through this y-intercept. And then up to the next 0. 1 bump. And then down, I finish right down. Okay. Go ahead and do the U-try, please.
Negative means
Right,
you have to put it up here.
I didn't get it was a 3.
Huh?
I didn't get it was a 3.
It's good. I got an 8.
The YN?
You have to write it.
Eating.
You have to write NA. Big letters. All of them. This.
Oh, did I do that? Right. Yeah, I wrote it 3 times.
If I don't get over
Put NA on it, please, and then put it on the. Why? We built this one, so.
Oh, I did.
So yeah, good one. Your button over there. No, it's not.
So thank you those who did the U try.
I don't think I did it right because odd negative. Is it odd negative?
I don't remember the last one.
I don't remember.
Oh,
Yeah, I tried. I didn't finish one of the problems.
Yeah, I. You did some yesterday. You were just standing right there. That
You got one problem right. You didn't get any problem. Come on in there. I got double the point.
Yeah, Yeah.